Hello, my name is Hannah. Today we're building a modern apartment in Evergreen Harbor, and this one I have been usually making one bedroom, like more recently I guess, but I wanted to do another 2-bedroom in here because I like making small apartments have multiple bedrooms because I like torturing myself in that way because it's too small sometimes, well, usually. This one is okay though to fit 2 bedrooms in because like you don't need that big of a living space, and also it's a good shape for 2 bedrooms. I just had no idea where the bathroom was going. And so I ended up putting it around here and then putting the door on like the side next to the fireplace, which I think is a little strange because then you'd have to walk by the fireplace, and I personally would run into that fireplace every single time I enter that doorway. But I know that Sims are not like that, and also most people are not like that, especially in real life. Not that many people walk into things. It's just me and like a couple other people. I don't know, but I just seem to walk into a bunch of things, and that's just always what I think of when I put things too close to each other. But in The Sims that's not an issue, so I don't really need to worry about it. And so this apartment has a color scheme that's basically just black and white, which I do for most modern builds, so that's not surprising in the slightest. But then it's also just it has a very warm color scheme, which I don't like ever do because those are my least favorite colors to work with. I much prefer cooler colors, especially when I'm building or like designing stuff. I don't know why, they just look better and I can use them better. I don't know particular reasons why, but I just typically use darker colors. And so this one is a mixture of bright red, bright orange, and bright yellow, and you can already see it with like the couch and the rug that I'm putting in, that those colors start. And it is very bright. Like the kitchen cabinets, I think the upper ones are orange, and like the walls are red, and like the curtains are yellow in some places, so it's a lot of color. However, it's the same amount of color I usually do in modern houses, but this one it's different because these are bright colors, and so they're more noticeable. And so that's why I think it was just a big shift, but it doesn't look bad. I actually like it quite a lot. I wouldn't typically build stuff like this. As I said, I would normally do like darker colors like greens, blues, even sometimes purples before I would think of using these colors. And that's just personal preference, that I just don't like warm colors. I've always tended to do like cooler colors over warm colors. I'm not exactly sure why that is or when that started, but it started years ago, and that's just all I've been building. And I don't use a lot of like reds and yellows and stuff, but I have been using a lot of oranges recently, which I think is really funny because orange was like my least favorite color for the longest time. Right now I don't really have like a least favorite color, I just don't feel the need to figure that one out, but I just think it's really funny that I use so much orange, and I just thought it was so ugly for that long of time. Like I even used it as like an example for my least favorite color in the 6th grade, as like one of those like 2 truths and a lie kind of things. I don't really know, but that we were playing some sort of game and I used that as one of them. And to think like I've used so much orange is just odd. And so this apartment also has a little like alcove, I guess, kind of thing that has like a desk and like an office type area. I was gonna put the like dining area over there, but then I was just like being more creative because I didn't want to do the same thing and I didn't want it to be boring, so I ended up putting like a desk and like some dividers. Well, I don't think I actually ended up with dividers. I think I ended up with like windows and walls, which I thought was kind of fancy. It did have some issues with like the windows becoming dark and also just like not wanting to be there, but I did end up just, you know, fixing it at the end. And if it does do that, if you like try and do this, I think you just like click on it and like put it back, or like press the escape button, and it fixes it, so it's all good after that. But sometimes they're a little annoying because windows are meant to be on walls, and I was trying to do it without walls, so it's a little bit finicky, but that's okay. But other than that, I really like this apartment despite the fact that it's warm colors, and I really like the just like how bold it is everywhere. And but like besides that, it does look good, which I thought was kind of strange because bold colors, I really like all of those mixed together. Would, you know, you would think that all of those would just kind of look kind of weird, but it didn't. So, you know, that's all good. But that's about it for the build. So now I'm going to move on to some of So the first thing is that we had our last ever basketball game that I cheered at, and it's very sad. We had 2 this week. I had one on Wednesday, and I was really sad on Wednesday because I thought it was going to be my last game because we have the championships. So we had quarterfinals, I think they're called. I don't exactly know. We don't use that term. It's like semifinals and then finals, and then I think this one was the quarterfinals, and I was really nervous that was going to be my last ever game to cheer at, and so I was just going through like a bunch of emotions because it was really sad. It's just really sad, and that's what I felt on Thursday because we did win on Wednesday because you have to win to get to the next set of finals. It works like every other thing, just basketball, but I was really sad on Wednesday. I was very, very nervous because I wanted to go play on Thursday again, and I was just hoping that they could win. And they were very close to not winning, but they did eventually win at I think 4th quarter. They got back, and so I was very happy about that. But on Thursday we did lose by 10 points. So at that point I was like, this is our last game, and it was really sad. But the other team that we're playing against was really good, and they beat us by 40 points the last time we played them, so technically this is an improvement, but it was just really sad, and I am very sad because then I don't get to cheer until I think August, September again, because tryouts aren't until the end of March, but then we just have practices, which isn't the same. So I'm just because I've got a 6-month break until I do any more games, and that's just it's a very long break, and this is what I like doing, and it's also what I spend a bunch of the week doing, and so it's just kind of sad that was our last game. We also had our last practice on last Thursday. Tuesday? No, we had our last all-squad practice last Thursday, but we had our last individual practice on Tuesday. I talked about the last practice for the whole squad last week, but we got together on Tuesday because we were performing our choreographed dance kind of thing that we had. It's not really dance, it's a cheer, but they call it a dance because it's long and more flowy than our cheers, if that makes any sense. So it was just a bunch of motions put together for 2 minutes basically, and so we did that both on Wednesday and Thursday during halftime, and that was really fun. But on Tuesday we got together to practice that right before we had to do it on Wednesday, and I was kind of sad that day because I was this is our last practice. We did spend a good half the practice though putting up posters, which was kind of funny because we were all just trying to spend our last time together, and then we were putting up other people's posters, but it was the posters that we had made because we had made the senior posters for that night. It's conference or some meeting, I don't know. I actually have no idea what those posters are for. I didn't ask, so I could have, but I didn't. But we put those up, and I learned that I cannot peel or I guess rip duct tape. Can't do it. Which, isn't that uncommon because we could only have one person there that actually could rip the duct tape. I guess I'd never really thought about that. I don't remember the last time I've even touched duct tape, so, it was kind of fun. But performing at the halftime things was so not nerve-wracking really. It was before math test kind of anxiety kind of stuff, not when I did actual competitive cheerleading, when I had to do actual performances and stuff like that, that was so much more nerve-wracking than this. But everyone else on my team was pretty nervous, which I can understand because it's probably 150 people, and we were performing in front of them, which I'm fairly used to because, as I said, competitive cheerleading, there's 500 people at least in those audiences on a normal basis, so I was pretty okay with that. And also I could care less what the kids at school think of me. They don't, usually it's not positive, but it's it doesn't matter because none of them said that to them to my face, so it's not I'm gonna see what they think. And also most of the things that I've ever seen people talk about that get made fun of is on Snapchat stories, and I've never seen a Snapchat story that wasn't happy birthday, so I'll be okay. But also there was 40 of the kids from our school, and I think that because they are more popular and also talk to these people on a regular basis, that was also kind of scary. And also in front of their parents, I think, was also another thing. But my parents have seen me perform this like several times. They've seen me do other things. They've seen me fail horribly at competitions before, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. Anyway, it's all good. But for me, it wasn't actually that like stressful, but for a lot of the other girls it was kind of stressful, because also this is our first like dance that we've ever done like at halftime, because we had done the one for homecoming. We had a homecoming pep rally, we had that one, but that was like an all squad thing. There are 9 of us, so it's a little bit different when you're going from 50 to 9, and so it was really fun, but it was really stressful for them, and they said they didn't want to, one of them said that they didn't ever want to do that again, and I was like, I want to do that again, like, soon. And I don't know, I guess it's just that I've been doing it for so long that getting in front of people isn't like stressful, and also it's like kind of fun because this is what I'm used to, so that might be it. But it was really fun for me and I really enjoyed that, so that was good. I didn't like fail on that either. I almost tripped, which I guess is kind of like a little bit fail, but like there's no judging on this. You just kind of go out and like, you know, perform, I guess. But it was all good. I almost tripped over my own foot, which, you know, is the only thing I seem to only ever trip on is, you know, myself. So, you know, that was really funny. I didn't trip though, but I got my foot caught behind my other foot. I don't know how that happens. Like, my feet have been next to each other for 16 years now. They should figure it out, but they haven't yet, so that's okay. But that's about it for cheers, so I guess that's gonna be one of the last times I talk about cheer for the next like 6 weeks. That's kind of sad. So that's about it. So I'm going to end the video right here, as it is almost screenshots time. But subscribe if you did like today's video, or if you want to see more like this. But I do post 4 videos a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!